Listen, I'm about to start a meeting. I can't do any of that. Just go inside. I'll open it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, Sean, did you, uh, are you, well, I'll let people, it's fine. Um, don't let Dara in yet until everybody's
Summer,
in.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I mean, there's a lot of background noise.
Hold on a second.
I can hear you okay.
I was just saying that we can hold off letting Dara in right now until you guys start the meeting. I already sent a email letting her know. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, is the garage open? Danielle, which person? Hey, Sean, can you rename yourself on the Zoom with your name?
I will try. And I'm in the boards and commissions one. That's what it
Just
put.
click on your photo, click on your square, hit the right button.
I don't know what's going on because I'm getting feedback when it's coming through the YouTube as well.
Is it already you already connected it to YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, just click on your square.
I'm clicking on my square Summer. It's not doing
Oh,
anything.
okay.
There we go. Rename. There we go. The three dots. But I'm not sure if it's going to keep giving me 10 seconds later on YouTube the same thing that I'm hearing. That's going to be a problem.
How many YouTube screens are up?
Just whatever popped up when I started the meeting. Let me see if I can stop it and start it again. All right. Here's better now. Let me see who's in the waiting room.
Figure it out. We still have the echo.
I closed it out. I closed the page off.
Okay.
But I don't know how I'm gonna embed it then if the page isn't up.
Can we embed it through Zoom?
I don't know. Which is probably what happened the last time. We just live streamed and then disappeared.
Scroll down here. Can you type in AI record? What do you use? Is it an AI recording?
Yeah.
Okay. No, what I'm saying right here. Can you type it in, whatever you used before?
I just use that on my phone.
Oh, just use your phone.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but I mean, is it gonna save somewhere?
This stuff is supposed to be saved on YouTube, but the last one didn't save.
Well, you gotta like embed it somehow.
Then I don't know.
Okay, how have you done?
Before, when I used to do it, I used to
If
go
you look
into
at
YouTube.
if you look at Andy's or Brandon's instructions, you end the meeting and then you gotta do like 15 other steps.
See, that was new before. I didn't get to use his program.
No.
You were the first person to use it.
It's not gonna happen then. Because when the YouTube page popped up
Mhm.
and the Zoom page was also up,
Mhm.
and the YouTube page
Was echoing.
was, well, I mean, it's on like a 10-second delay. So whatever anybody said, then 10 seconds later, it came through on the YouTube page.
Could you be able to mute? Could you
I don't know how
do it
to
again
mute.
and mute the page?
Can you mute a page and not two pages? I mean, I only know how to,
So, is it recording here?
should be.
Being sent to YouTube. Okay. So, yeah.
That's
Okay.
all Zoom.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will, once it ends, it we got.
Yeah. Oh,
If we
It's
don't
what-
put it somewhere, we got to save it somewhere.
that I can't help you
Well,
because when I was doing it, I had a YouTube page.
Yeah, a YouTube page
I-
came up.
No. I'm saying I had to log into a separate YouTube and I had a Zoom. So I would open YouTube by itself and I would open Zoom by itself. But did you do that? You went in Zoom?
I followed Brandon's instructions. Okay, I don't really care if it saves or not.
Okay. But it's a public meeting, so I think it's supposed to.
Well, I mean, we've had plenty of public meetings that are not recorded,
Oh, okay.
right? I mean, public meetings all the time that are not. There used to not be streaming. It used to not be a thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think it should, but unless someone teaches me how to do it, I'm never going to learn.
Okay.
So I don't know. I had no idea it changed, magically changed in my first meeting.
Okay.
And it wasn't always how we did it. That's the first time hearing of that.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, it was done differently.
no,
But then when we didn't have one meeting, Brandon had just introduced this program and you were the first to use that.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked into this streaming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, can we see who's in the waiting room?
I gotta go back. I mean, you
I
probably.
does that. It's waiting room, 3 participants. It's not telling me anything. I'm clicking on it. I am starting to feel
this.
that.
There you go.
Okay.
So
That's who joined.
that's in there. Click on waiting room.
All right.
Okay.
Why don't
Admit.
they just come in? Everybody else just came in.
No, I admitted them
Okay.
because when you have visitors, you don't want everybody to
I
come in your meeting all
understand.
together. Yeah. So it was just all the other stuff.
I did
blinking, so
not
you couldn't
realize
see
that
it.
you had admit. But again, I mean,
Okay.
I'm following the instructions step by step. It's not working. So
Okay, I can go back in and take off a bit if you want. People can just hop in.
no, I'm talking about the YouTube streaming.
Oh, okay.
It may be doing it, it may not. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, well, He's not here. Again, that's news to me. Hello, everybody. We're trying to figure out YouTube. It's not going well, we don't think, but can everyone hear?
I can hear you.
All right.
Yep.
I can hear.
Apparently they changed how we do the YouTube thing and before the last meeting, so it never got embedded after it streamed. And I'm trying to figure out. So Andy will tell you I know nothing about technology.
Is Roberta in the waiting room?
The only person in the waiting room is Dara Harper, who's coming in, I assume, when we're ready to start. Or when she's ready to talk. Do you guys have a for public speakers in a Zoom, do you have a protocol of are they in the Zoom the whole meeting or do they come in when it's public comment or
There's no
what part of
protocol. We just bring them in first so that they have
Okay.
time to speak before we start anything. So before we start new business, we have them speak and then they can stay or go. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. It's a
All
public
right.
meeting, so it doesn't really matter as long as they
Then
don't, turn their mic off and start
all right.
screaming or something.
I'm gonna do that probably. So we have 4 of 9, so we still need one more to have a quorum.
Roberta's on her way. She just needed the link again.
Okay.
And Larissa said she'll be jumping on when she's finished with her appearance.
It looks like we have our quorum. And did you want me to let her in then? Are we ready to start?
You can, yeah, just make sure they're on mute.
Okay.
Larissa said she'll be joining as soon as she's finished with her conference.
Are we ready, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, are we live? Are we like good to go?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
live.
Oh, okay. All
It
right.
just
It's just
I mean, we're on the Zoom. It says we're being streamed in YouTube.
it says live on my end, so I don't
Yeah.
know what you got set
Yeah.
up over there, but okay.
But there's some new thing about embedding the video afterwards that apparently changed from
Oh,
the past.
doesn't that
And
not matter? The video will just save. If it's on YouTube, then you can just rip it off the internet if you want to. It doesn't really matter, right?
I don't, if you say so.
Okay.
Yeah. We couldn't find last month's. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and just start because it's
Yeah.
15 after. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call the March 4th, 2026 Akron Public Art Commission meeting to order. The first thing we're gonna do is a roll call of the commissioners. So if I say your name, just say here. Otherwise, I'll assume you're not here. I know that Summer said that Larissa's coming after her conference, so we'll just skip Larissa. But Megan DeLong,
Howdy, I'm here.
Kira Warren. I didn't hear anything from Kira, so Larissa is not here yet. Eric Reynolds. I guess Eric's not on. Jessica Travis. Seems like Jay's not here. Roberta Rogers.
Here.
Okay, Roberta's here. Kevin Smith.
Here.
Kevin's here. John Fume.
Present.
John's here. And that's it. So we're missing Jay, Eric, and Larissa and Kira. Do we have quorum? We have one,
Yeah, we
two,
have 5.
3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Well, I know some people hop on late, so I don't know. Summer, do you want to have Dara give her talk on, I believe, the mural that you were moving to a different location? I believe that's what it was on, or was it about the volunteer or the what was it? The art event, the art youth event, something along those lines.
It was regarding the Black Artist Guild art event.
Oh
The
yeah. Okay, I
CEO.
remember. You were talking about the potential sponsorship, right?
Yes. Would you like for her to enter the room?
Yeah. Could you? And then could you like introduce her as well?
I think she's already in. Yeah. Dara, are you here?
She's on. She's muted.
Yeah, I see her on as well.
I'm trying to unmute her, but I'm not. It's not letting me.
Hmm.
Hello, everyone.
There we go. All right.
Hi. Dara, thank you for joining us today. So as everyone should know, Dara was a original Public Arts Commission member. So you can go ahead and get started, Dara.
Okay, and I'm telling you about the creative exchange, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for letting me have some of your time. The creative exchange was a one-day professional development experience for, and it was designed to strengthen the capacity, the sustainability, and economic mobility for artists across Northeast Ohio. So this was offered for all artists. And so with that, last year was our first year, and we did 6 classes, and it included a keynote speaker as well as a creative exchange challenge. And what I mean by challenge, we had artists team up to create a installation piece that was judged in lifetime, and they received an award for that. So this year, and just with the data that we had came up, did and combed over and talked about and discussed, what will make it stronger is definitely have more college bound students or students that are in college.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think Dara froze.
Okay, I was wondering if it was just me or. Oh,
No,
there we go. All right.
you
Freezing.
froze, Dara. Oh, you froze a little bit.
Where did I stop at?
The
Probably
last
like
thing I
30
heard was
seconds
in
ago.
college.
Okay, so our age group for the 1 day event was from 18 to 75. So we did have that range last year, and we wanted to increase that range, especially in that section of our young adults, because we do offer our portfolio class. And then our classes are circling around mental health or mental well-being, also entrepreneurship, and a concentration on a creativity or a skill. So we had a writing class. We also had about marketing. We also had information about funding. So, how we approached partners or people that will sponsor was definitely in that realm of paying for student tickets. And the tickets are a flat rate of $25 per student ticket. And it was 35 for our artists in the area. And we took advantage of that as well last year. And I believe we can get more people in the building this year. So our classes this year is Am I a Business? So it's talking about LLC, sole proprietor, also talking about taxes and tax write-offs, different things of how to compare a home studio versus commercial space, creating a financial plan. And we're bringing in, we have facilitators as well that were versed in these areas. And so also looking at bringing in outside sources to even thinking about business scale, how you scale up your business. What does that look like globally, especially from an artist perspective? We also want to still deep dive into the portfolio part. So even with the Public Art Commission and commissioning artists to do the boxes this year, that in itself to also prepare artists and knowing what is good to be in a portfolio, what are the things that meets the criteria for you to send out your work to be in front of commissions, what are they looking for when people are asking for your work, how to refine it, how to be professional when you're writing your artist statements. And the class was called What Does Your Portfolio Say About You? So just to be able to have fully prepared artists to be able to pitch their work, be able to submit their work, and have it refined however the client is requesting. And then mainly too, one of our classes is rest is resistance. So sometimes just doing it's not a yes to everything. You do have to create your space in order to sustain yourself. And what are some things that you can do? So all in all, we just want to be in a space that we can help be the solution with preparing artists to be not only strong here in Akron, but outside of Akron and beyond, to have a kid of knowing, and then they know they have a group of people supporting them in any way possible, or try to find resources for them. So that is where we're doing for the creative exchange, which notes to creative ideas exchanging through one another. And so, I mean, I would even say, and I'll add, lastly, we're doing our challenge this year is in the realm of textiles. So we're trying to partner up with Kent State. We're trying to figure out how to get more students in the room and participate in doing a textile installation, which is fabric, whether it be into fashion, whether it be the surrounding installation of that. So that's where we're at.
Thanks for sharing, Dara. Would you be able to help? It's great that everything you said sounds great. I'm just curious, coming to the commission, what the ask is from the commission in terms of a partnership or what you're looking to get from the Akron Public Art Commission.
The ask for the commission is to support 10 college students. And our college students will be 18 and up, of course, but they also can be college students that are not traditional. So that could be the 35-year-old or the 65-year-old, but those that are in college and pursuing those type of careers, definitely that, and that's what we're asking for the commission to support 10 college students.
Okay, so to be clear, the ask is for, you said it's $25 per student ticket, so $250
Yes.
to like help sponsor 10 college
Yes.
students,
And
both
it will,
traditional and non-traditional age, to participate in the class you described.
yes, and it will, and that it will only be directed for a ticket, the ticket. It wouldn't be used for anything else. It would be to purchase tickets.
Okay, does anyone have any questions about what she asked or want to make a comment?
Dara, I love the program, but this is not in the purview of the Public Art Commission. And I love what you're asking for and things like that, but it's not in our purview. And the administrative guy states that as well. And so I don't think we can even entertain this as a motion, quite frankly.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love what you're doing, and I can try to help you find the $250. I know it's not a lot, but I don't feel like I don't want my name on even being associated with diverting money from the commission that's legally should not be going in this direction. Yeah, but I can definitely find the $250 or what have you personally, as you know, you and I know each other. So but that's just my initial impression on it.
Yes, I was invited and I'm presenting.
Yeah, I also I think I also would be willing to personally help out, but I kind of agree with John in that the Public Art Commission's purview kind of has to do with public arts infrastructure on public infrastructure, not necessarily 501c3 nonprofits, even if the public's like participating in those programs. So in terms of like partnerships or sponsorships or other things like that, I'm not sure on it. But considering the amount, I also would be willing to help support it. So personally, if you reach out independently, but I don't know if Summer or anyone else has like specific like comments or anything, but
I do. Actually, I'm going to triple down on John and Andy. The Capital Foundation of Akron, Ohio, does actually participate in these kinds of sponsorship opportunities. If you would be willing to forward me an email, I would actually present that to the body to get their take on it for ratification, because one of the initiatives for the foundation is to support the activities of students, particularly those that are in college, and so it's not a huge ask. I think I definitely could present it at least for consideration for ratification if you're open to that.
Yes, I am.
yeah, on my end too, I work for FICO. This isn't an ad for FICO, but it's our March month of giving. So I get a double match for any amounts I donate to a 501c3 nonprofit. So if you guys are a nonprofit and you give me your registration ID, I could probably easily, donate the funds from a corporate perspective. It'd be pretty easy to do for me. So if you want to reach out individually to me as well, I definitely don't mind donating. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Dara, send me the email as well. But out of curiosity, who directed you to the commission? Can you disclose?
Summer Hall.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Larissa's on. Yay.
All right.
Yes, I directed her to the commission. It was a question regarding public art and things of that such. So my recommendation was to come to you all, and you would be able to make that decision.
So, and Andy, on a side note, you had mentioned the same thing with me with
Yeah.
is it the tax ID number? That's what you're looking for?
Yeah, it should be like SC something along like 8 numbers or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Does that
I'll
make
find
sense?
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I will send our information along. We are a 501c3 organization. I will send our information along, and I do appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, and it sounds like such a worthwhile program. Thank you. We
Yeah,
appreciate
the program sounds great. I agree with Roberta.
Even though we are doing temporary public art pieces. But
I'm
that
sorry,
be-
go ahead.
No, I'm done. I rest.
Real quick, in the commission goals, it does say create opportunities for inclusion, education, engagement, and civic dialogue among diverse citizens of the city. Use public art as an opportunity to promote collaborations with and support programs for tourism, culture exchange, and so in the cultural plan, page 95, I think it does give the ability to support such programs.
Are those city programs though, or does that extend to 501c3 nonprofits specifically? That's the part that's.
It does not break down if it has to be a 501c3 or anything of that such. So, so these are goals of the Public Arts Commission program. Yeah.
But it does sound like we have possible other solutions. Thank you, Kevin and
Exactly.
Andy, and
Exactly.
maybe we just, at some other time, not, discuss what those, barriers are or not for support. Um, in a
I agree that it's
different setting.
a fiduciary discussion. Maybe we should have a convo offline about, the extent or boundaries we want to set around that. That makes sense. Because I see the potential issue, just being a good fiduciary to public funds. So
I
Yep.
agree.
I agree. Have a conversation for clarification. And we already have what sounds like potentially 3 solutions to the ask. So I think we're good to go.
yeah, for sure.
I will send all my information to Summer Hall.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This sounds
Thank you
fantastic.
for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
Okay, so I think we're good to move forward. Let me find looking for the agenda. I'm sorry. I thought I had the email up. I can't find it. Here it is. So we need to approve the meeting minutes from the February meeting. I don't know if anyone had any comments on the meeting minutes that Sean sent out over email. He sent that email on Monday for the February 11th, 2026 meeting. If no one has any comments on it, does someone want to make a motion to approve the February meeting minutes?
I move that
Go ahead.
we accept the minutes as written.
And if this is Roberta, I'll second it.
Okay, so Kevin makes a motion to approve the February 11th, 2026 meeting minutes, and Roberta Rogers seconds. You have to be on camera again to vote, remember. So I'm on camera. Hi, my curly hair. I guess I need a haircut. So all in favor say aye, all against say nay.
Aye.
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 Okay. All right.
Aye.
So
I want to
approved.
apologize real quick for
Yes.
getting them out so late. The 3 weeks between meetings instead of 4 kind of threw me a little bit. So
No
we'll
worries.
continue to try to
Point
get
of
them out as early as possible.
Do we have
Point
quorum?
of order, Chairman. Yeah, point of order. Brother Chairman, Andy. Generally speaking, with respect to Robert's rules, we go to the motion and second, and then we call the question as it relates to discussion, just for point of clarification going forward.
Okay, yeah, I don't have the Roberts
Does
Rules
that make sense?
manual in front of me. So I'll do that going forward. You mean just restating
Yeah,
the entire question? Yeah, we try to be good about that, but
yeah, yeah. I don't have the manual in front of me either, but I've been involved in enough to know essentially the motion comes first, the second, and then ultimately we call the question regarding discussion.
yeah, I know.
Just
I'm
for
also
purposes
just
of
trying to
going forward.
maintain the pacing of the meeting. So we have a lot of folks on the meeting. We haven't had like any sort of commissioner training. So that was something we've actually talked about doing in the past, was doing like commission or board type of training for the Public Art Commission to understand Robert's rules. But I also want to be like inclusive of everyone on the commission, understanding that a lot of the people on the commission are like artists or representative of their wards who don't necessarily have experience on boards or understanding of Robert's rules. And so that wasn't like a requirement of the commissioners that we set for the people coming here to like understand that yet. But I would recommend that everyone, like, the Robert's Rules of Order book is great. And it does help the meetings move smoothly. So as Kevin said, I definitely recommend like adopting those rules and like sticking to them. I guess the only thing is just like trying to make sure we're being like from a knowledge basis, like inclusive of like the skill sets of the people that we like invited to the commission. I think so. I know everyone's trying their best, So I just want to clarify, we might need to, invest in some education for the commissioners for Robert's rules before we like expect everyone to be like fully on board with it. It's not the easiest thing to like facilitate. So
Understood. Your point is well taken, and I'm not proposing that we all become experts in this. I merely was a suggestion to move the question from the beginning of the motion to the proper place, and that's it. No training, no additional stuff required. If we have something to contribute ultimately in this particular space that can help us just move the bar a little bit, so that we might not have as much to learn when it comes time for said training that you're proposing. I think it would be important to do that, and not necessarily something that would stretch the meeting, if you will. If you're calling the question at the beginning, it's going to be the same questions post the second. So just a point of clarification.
sure, yeah,
Thank you.
I also just can't, what do you call it, inspire folks to, automatically motion. So there's from some point I have to, keep the meeting moving. So I would,
Yeah.
ask for assistance with that as we move forward, because you have experience with it, and I really appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you.
So a couple things really quick. There's a book on Robert's Rules, like $9. You still have donated funds. Would you be interested in ordering some of the books through the donated funds?
I
No,
think we
we're
should
trying to
have
go.
a talk
I can
about it
train everybody on Robert's rules.
outside of
You can
class.
get
Yeah.
free information on the website.
It was
Yeah,
it
I don't
was just
think.
it was just a
Yeah.
question. So if you
Yeah.
disagree, that's totally fine.
But like it's very simple. We can handle this. Kevin's
Okay.
right on the correction, and we can make the correction. It's very, very simple.
Yeah. I
Well said.
think we can
Thank
move
you.
forward.
All right. Yep. So moving forward, in terms of old business, updates regarding the new mural location, Summer.
Last time we had talked about the mural possibly happening on the Rosa Parks Boulevard.
No, we were talking, this was in regards to the mural that you were talking about going up in City Hall.
Oh, that one. Okay, we didn't specify on that. Okay, my apologies. That mural is no longer going to be in City Hall. That mural will probably be moved to another location, which I am currently working on now. So at this present time, we can disregard that. Also, I wish, because Dara was the one, she's kind of running that point with the Black Artists Guild and others. So I wish we could have had her talk about it, but that mural will not be going in City Hall. So we can take that out of the public arts ring.
Okay. So it's not going up in a public art space or on public infrastructure, is what you're saying.
We are looking at the Akron Urban League, which is a private entity. So no, it is not going up in a city building.
Okay.
And the
All right.
funds will not be coming out of public arts funds or anything like that.
All right. Okay.
Sean, the funds is the Akron Development Corporation, is that considered city funds or is that a nonprofit by itself?
It's a nonprofit by itself. The money that had been donated that we were talking about using for the project was donated, for a city purpose that did not happen. The donor was okay with using it towards public art. I'm happy to continue, whatever conversation is needed to make sure that the change of this does not, change that willingness. But, again, it would be private, I think.
Okay, thank you. So yes, to answer your question, Andy, it does not have any concerns with the Public Arts Commission.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to make sure that they're still okay with using it. So.
Okay. All right. So the next point of discussion would be the Ward 5 meeting. We don't really have additional points for that at this point. So we're just it's scheduled for later in the month. I believe the 17th. Is that right, Megan?
No, it's
The 11th, maybe. It's later than now. I know that much, but
it's the 19th.
the 19th. Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't really have anything to discuss on that, like past what we discussed in the prior meeting.
Correct. I haven't heard back from Johnny Hanna about like anything specific, but maybe Andy, you and me should like go over what we'll actually be saying and doing.
Yeah, we still need to do that. And I know he didn't give us a specific timeline on it either, so we have to think about that as well. I have hopped into Lucid Spark and started testing with that a little bit, but I think I need a little bit more concrete plans on paper to go from. So,
Sure.
going on from there, Summer or Sean, are there any updates on the second round of traffic boxes?
As far as the traffic signal boxes, all of the ones that you selected, letters have all been sent out. I have about half of them back agreeing to the terms. And so I'm just waiting for the additional ones to come back agreeing to the terms. And then I will be able to send that out to Central Graphics. Sorry, I should be on camera. Central Graphics. Also, there are, after diving into some of these addresses, I will need to send you all some more selections. We need, so one, the lady had stated that she had went to St. V and was like a resident of Akron. And so, but when her address was a different address, but by being a resident, born and raised, I considered that as, a resident. But she actually lived somewhere different. It was the home recovery, the Akron home recovery picture. So she said that, she would like to donate the piece to the commission and not receive a stipend. So if you wanted to keep that, that's fine. Yeah. If not, I would need to send over a few more pieces of art for you all to vote on for at least 3 or 4 more. So what is the will of the commission? Would you like to accept a home recovery piece of art? Or would you like to reselect 4 different ones?
I think we need to be consistent in how we did the first round. So I think everybody was an Akron resident, right?
Yes, and I was looking for the RFP because she wrote and said it did not say must live in Akron. I think it said that.
Thought it did too.
I'm pretty sure it said that. I really have to go back and look at it, but I think we specifically wrote that in there. Unless it was altered drastically,
Okay.
I don't remember.
Got it. So, John, if if we want to go to what exactly we stated and it was 4, then I'll send you all a few more pieces of art. And we can select from there.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And out of all of the pieces of art that we did, we only had 4 students. I know we talked about, getting some more students. We have 4 students. So when I send the email or the Google form where you can just select which ones, I'll say student, let you guys know that these are students.
I have a question, Summer.
Yes.
I know that we took, a number of pieces that ultimately made the cut in order to do this. Were there any that came in just outside, of the ones that we picked? It seems to me that we could just replace that example with a runner-up, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense. But we really didn't get a lot of, involvement from, the commissioner at the time that I asked for, you guys to select. But however you want to do it is fine. There was a lot that had one.
Yeah, I
page.
think
So
yeah, I think Summer's right on that is I think everything that was left had like 2 votes and there was like 10 of them or something like that. So it might make sense to circulate it separately and come up with a consensus.
Understood. I agree.
So if you can see my screen, can you guys see the screen with the artwork?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. These were who was selected, but this one right here, you can see me hovering over it. Choose a Montrose address. Sometimes people will still say Akron, but when I started Googling zip codes and things like that, it showed up Montrose. So we can't use that one if we're sticking to Akron. This one right here is Green Uniontown. This one right here is the Akron Recovery one. This was a Stowe. And right here, this one was, I think another Montrose or Green. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everyone else was good. So if I can get it out to you guys by this weekend, no later than Monday, where all I need for you all to do is look at the ones that I send you, pick your top 4. If I can get everybody's participation, then it'll make it easy and I can just send an email and show you all who's been selected.
Okay. We could pick the top 4. Just a point I've made a few times that I know I get pushback on this, but our process for selection, I do feel like, there should be a part of the process or system that automatically filters out submissions from zip codes or areas that aren't Akron so that we don't go through the process of selection and voting, and then have to do so many feedback cycles, learning after the fact that the votes were like not actually tenable art pieces.
And that's totally fine. But when people submit it, and we had a lot of submissions, some only gave so many addresses. It was recommended on the application through Submittable that you gave me your address. But with Submittable, as long as you put something, it reads it as being completed.
Yeah, I
So
know that there's ways to format form fields in different form software to like validate.
if you guys choose to do this again, Andy, feel free to create or, look up some type of document where this would be best used. But at this present time, you guys just had me. And I think I tried to, do the best that I could do to make sure you all were able to see the art and select, what was needed.
Yeah, okay, understood.
I do have one request. I know our general lawyer is not here. I can try to step in that role. Reply to Summer alone. We should not be getting into discussions, which would probably be part of a public meeting on the relative qualifications with a quorum of commissioners on it. So send it back directly to her. You can include me as well. I'm not a board member, but we shouldn't be doing reply all for discussions of board business.
Correct. And the form that I will do will be a survey. it will go to all, but I get it doesn't go to everybody. It just comes back directly to me what you selected,
Perfect.
like before. Mhm.
Okay. So does anyone have any comments to Summer or any other comments, concerns, questions about the traffic boxes?
And then also another thing, I will send you all the locations that I've gone out and taken a look. I think I did miss one ward, so I need to find time to go out in the neighborhoods to drive around and find some boxes.
Okay. All right. All we have left in with new business, I scheduled in discussion for maintenance plan priorities. Um, I was kind of, hoping that we would have more access to like the specific data or a way to create some sort of application to manage updates of the public art inventory. But at this moment, we don't have much in terms of implementation details from the city or data from ArtX Love. I wasn't able to get a CSV file or JSON or anything else. And so I don't really have a way to create a system to do the project management. So I could provide like a conceptual framework for it, or we could start to work on that. But we don't really have a way forward at the moment for thinking about how to update the records for the art maintenance plan. So there's nothing technically preventing us from going out and working on the art, but there's not a mechanism right now for updating things other than either hiring Mac more to update or, we don't have access to the data. We can't get an export of the data. It's not in the city GIS system. There's pushback on creating an application to do it. So there's just no way forward for a process to like manage updating the current state of individual pieces while maintaining the history. So until those things get figured out, I think that we should just put a spreadsheet or something together and try to find a way to like, mark what we are doing to potentially maintain art as we go forward until we can find a way to do that. So, um,
And just as an update on my end, Andy, I've been, you know, I've had a couple discussions with our GIS IT people in the last couple of days. I think what I am recommending, and if other people want to be on the meeting as well, that's fine. Again, we shouldn't have a quorum, but a meeting, at least a phone call, Andy, maybe with you, Summer, myself, and our IT people to talk about what we can do. Because I think some of this stuff is getting lost in translation between
yeah, I mean, it's stuff that should
funneling
take,
expert opinions through somebody who doesn't understand it back
yeah,
to experts. So we're going to get something set up in the next week or so, hopefully, where we can all talk.
yeah, it's just been,
I know.
it's been a relatively small ask from my purview. And I just haven't, it's just been like months at this point. Like, I think some of the stuff, it's just been since like last year requested, and then just, there's been no feedback or anything. So
No.
we wanted to work on the maintenance plan this year, and it's already almost a fourth of the way through the year, so it feels disconcerting, and that we can't move forward on it timely. So
Yep, we'll get that set up
okay.
ASAP.
um yeah, I don't have anything else with the art maintenance plans. I can start to put together a template spreadsheet, which would just be the fields that Mac has for the database, but I don't really have a quick way to do that without just clicking into ArcGIS and looking at the UI, because we can't get an export from Mac either. I did reach out and email Mac, and Mac wouldn't send me the data, and then CC'd Sean and the city, and then I just basically just can't get a schema of all the fields of the data we're tracking, which is all that I asked for. So I can't start anything easily because there's a 30 to 50 fields. Um, and it takes a lot of time to go through the ArcGIS UI to like write down specific kind of class names. So I just don't really have a good way forward on that where we can track all the details we would want to. So if anyone has any suggestions or wants to volunteer help out with that, we could try to just piece it together given the ArcGIS online application we have. And then if anyone else has any other suggestions regarding approaching maintenance, I know Megan had an idea of um, Megan had an idea of just like organizing a group of people just to go out, I believe, just to choose like a piece that's high priority that we want to identify and go out and work on. I like that idea. I also like the idea of, I was talking to Fran Wilson. I know a lot of the art's concentrated in Ward 1, although a lot of it's like inside that they often schedule ward walks. And I was talking to them about the potential for, maybe just through like the social entrepreneurship vein, having part of the ward walk being going and looking at those pieces of art in Ward 1 that could warrant, cleaning or maintenance, and then assessing those things while everyone's out. So I don't know if anyone else has any other suggestions or opinions.
I think we could easily come up with one object in each of the wards that needs to be addressed, and then look at what the cost is to address to either repair, decommission, whatever it may be. And then run that up against budget and see what we can afford to do. But at least we can include all of the wards and then go from there. So I think we can just break it down without having to add a fancy spreadsheet or anything of this sort. We can just take the information from Mac and even talk to Mac about it and just choose one for each of the wards or whatever's the top eyesore or whatever might need address in each of the wards that can make the biggest impression of change. And then we just see what we can afford to do or what needs to happen.
Sure, yeah.
We can present that to council, like to each of the ward, the council people. And just have them help facilitate identifying what that piece is. But we can tell them, this is what we know is in your ward. This is what needs fixed or needs to be decommissioned. And we like to assess, at this time, just evaluate if what we're able to do. But if you could help us identify one piece, that would be great.
So, John, this is just me spitting an idea. Sorry to interrupt you, Kevin. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm done.
Yeah, since Megan and I are already going to the ward meeting later this month to kind of pilot, and we wanted to get feedback already regarding maintenance plan, maybe one thing we could do is try to solicit feedback on, introducing the Public Art Commission, but try to get some feedback, maybe from the council person and, ward members about what they are looking for in identifying a piece while we're out there. And if that's successful, then maybe ward meetings or just the original council meeting could be like an option for that. Maybe something for them to individually bring up at council meetings or for us to go out to individual ward meetings. So I think that maybe I can talk about that with Megan as well. And maybe that's something we can integrate into some of the things we were already doing in terms of like going out to individual wards. I really like the idea of choosing one piece per ward that like limits the scope to something that's like manageable. Kevin, did you have a comment as well?
No, I just think it's a fantastic idea. I also like the comment you made regarding potentially making this ask at an actual city council meeting. If it's on the agenda there, we can, ask all 10 council people at once to help us identify the piece.
Yeah, and let them carry the message forward, because by the time, Andy, you get around to all the wards and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be well extended time-wise. So
Sure.
and we want the council members to be ambassadors for the commission. So let them carry the message forward, and then we follow up and get the job done if we can.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll have to schedule a time to go in front of council since they've restricted the amount of people who can speak at council. We have to sign up for a position and then get scheduled for a particular time for council meeting. So I'm going to put that down as a to-do. Between now and the next council meeting is to try to schedule a time to speak to city council to discuss this plan of trying to identify at least one piece per ward moving forward, so we can start to determine a strategy for doing maintenance this year, or deaccession or disposal or whatever we're looking at. So,
Andy, you will not be, something like this would not go to the big council meeting. This will go to committee meetings.
Yeah, and
So
I
when
think
you're
we
ready-
could. Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead, Summer.
It will go into a committee meeting during the day. So when you're ready, we can, make that request and put it on their agenda.
I think it's Sharon would probably want to do the same thing we did when we did the presentation on the inventory. you know, at her committee or one of the committees that she's involved with, and then present that way would be my guess. But you can always sign up for a 3 minute, you know, as a if you so desire. I don't want to discourage that, but we can probably get more time than that at committee.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know how big the ask is to need more than 3 minutes, but we were more so looking at the impact of reaching as many council people as once. So whatever you guys think would be best. What do you guys think?
I think it makes sense to go in front of committee, personally, especially because most of the council folks are there anyway. Um, and I think like Sean said, they can talk to the other members of council later on in the day during the regular council meeting about this if they want to.
Yeah, plus you'll have an opportunity to have a back and forth conversation. If you go in front of the full city council, you give your 3 minutes, they don't respond. They'll refer you to someone and get back to you. If you take advantage of the committee meeting, that's you, the commission, city council actually having a conversation. That way, if they don't understand, you're able to give more information to make it clear.
Understood. Summer, are you able to help us in terms of like getting scheduled for the committee meeting, or would you like me to reach out and do it?
Let us handle that on this end. You just let us know what Monday would be best for you all. We can put out the ask. Yeah. So when you're fully, totally prepared, then we can, go ahead and do the ask. So is there a date you have in mind?
Yeah, I'm not sure you mean by prepared. We're just gonna go speak. So it said, for me, I'm good. I think every week except for the last week of April. So, well, as far as I know for now, I'm free every Monday except for the last week of April. But I would just need to know ahead of time. So,
Okay. Sean, that can be your call. You make the recommendation of.
Yeah, we can talk to Sharon and see what she thinks as well. I think that makes sense.
okay. Does anyone else have any other comments, suggestions related to maintenance plan goal that we have this year?
Sorry, just a going back clarifying. Andy, you and I can like go on GIS and like figure out all the fields that we need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think we should have to do that because we paid like $48,000 to $50,000 as the commission to get that data. So I don't know why we're not allowed to use it, but um, it'd take us about 5 minutes to get a CSV export. But
I know.
so it makes me not want to spend my time that I'm not getting reimbursed for, to sit down for multiple hours to map out the fields. But we can do it technically.
Yeah. I mean, we should meet sometime soon anyway to like prep for the Ward 5 meeting anyway, so it'll be a working meeting and we can do that and like just get it done and over with. Um I also think like uh yeah, I'm still interested if we want to make it a bigger thing where we pick a priority piece of art from every ward, especially if we're, able to partner with council people and like get different days where people go out and do ward walks or whatever that looks like, and we scrub graffiti or we just like, do some basic cleanup for things. I am happy to like do the work to promote that or, like get that into the minds of folks, at least in my ward, so they know about it. And like, I very much think, again, it's like an easy, small win. You just buy some like graffiti remover, you have some rags, you bring people out, you feed them pizza. Like, it's super easy. We could figure it out and we can clean a lot of things in the wards very quickly. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I do think that a lot of the movement's going to have to be driven by social entrepreneurship as opposed to something like city resources or conservatorship outside of maybe like the large pieces that specifically require a conservator. And I think that we're pretty capable of identifying at least, maybe even if it's multiple like smaller things that don't maybe require like a conservator or like, heavy, construction or things like that, for sure. Like easy to knock out. I guess my only consideration is for anything like that to make sure that we're tracking what we do in terms of DX session, updating the art, taking new photos or things so that when we do get access to a system where we're allowed to use the database that we paid for, we can actually update it and do project management with it. So that way we're able to see the progress over time. Okay, I don't have any other comments. Are there any public art events that anyone wanted to announce? I'll take that as a no in about
Yeah.
5 seconds. Um, and then, are there any public comments on YouTube or otherwise?
No public comments have been sent.
All right, great. So I would like.
I guess we've
Yeah.
one thing if it's okay, Mr. Chair, Sharon Connor's submission that came in towards the end of the in between meetings. For whatever reason, again, I think I'm jinxed, but whatever my approvals in submittable, I was not getting. For some reason, I had access to what was already in submittable, but I was not getting emails or updates on new things submitted. So I had much of a time to look at what she submitted. She was hoping in that when I did get to see it, it looked like it was something she wanted to start in April. I'm thinking, and unfortunately she's not here, but it looks like um, based on the submission, it was a project that per the submission had $50,000 allocated to it in the previous budget. I'm talking to finance and to make sure that that money is actually available. The other issue was being that we found, and I'll talk to her separately, is that the bridge itself, the structure itself is actually owned by ODOT, so we would have to get their approval for that as well. But it is something that I think should, if we can do it, it's something she would like to get started in the spring. So again, I don't think there's enough, my opinion, I don't think there's enough to like vote on or entertain a motion at this point, but we have looked into it and so maybe at the next meeting, if anyone,
Yeah,
unless
I
someone
think
has a
we
better
got
idea.
some of the submittable documents. I know that I talked to you, Sean,
Yeah,
offline. We talked about getting like a full submission in submittable and everything that we needed. So maybe we can look at it during the next
yeah,
meeting.
yeah. And one of the
Okay.
things that Andy and I did talk about, and if anybody else is interested, please, like, yeah, Um, my opinion is that, no matter who is proposing it, we need a submittable submission, so we have a record of it and at a certain amount of time prior to the next meeting. Yeah, Andy pointed out that, there's some of the items in what we have them submit, it probably makes sense to like talk through in advance. So what we're looking at doing and, might propose another meeting is a different first submission that has, maybe a little bit less information just to get it on the radar and get people looking at what problems there might be, but then getting the full submission before it's, fully entertained. I don't like to add steps to it, but I did not have a better way of, the organization I think that I need, to make sure that, I don't want, like the one thing that comes to my mind was the city center parking garage thing was, if if there was a submittable on that, we sent it, then service would have said no immediately. And, we did have a few discussions on it. It was a good project. but just to make sure that we have that I am then able to send those out to the right people in advance of a meeting. So I think we
Yeah.
might look at doing something smaller for an initial submission.
I think the idea behind that is just to make sure that when people are developing projects, that they're not wasting their time developing
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
They're putting all the funding and resources together and putting together parties just to get, a no from the service department or no
Right.
from the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
That way people aren't wasting their,
Yeah.
their time on developing things. So that's all.
It's almost like
I agree.
a previous, a prior, my daughter's applying for musical theater schools. You have to do a pre-audition before your audition, sort of thing. So it sounds
Yeah.
crazy to me, but
And I
that
think too,
it's,
and we could discuss this further, but somebody
yeah.
probably could just do a full submission. But it might
Oh
be
yeah.
useful if someone wants to get like information ahead of time on,
Yeah.
feasibility.
Yeah.
Usually feasibility is the first step in when you're looking at a project. So
I'm just excited now that I should see them when they come in.
yeah, that's
No.
good. Okay. Yeah. Were there any public comments?
No.
No?
Uh,
Okay.
not a public comment, but I do have something that I wanted to share. I had a conversation yesterday with Dawn Wilson. She is the person who is the executive director of the arts programs with Akron Public Schools, and she is interested in having her students engage in whatever ways might be feasible or appropriate for the commission.
That'd be great.
Sounds
We were
great.
talking about, if we can talk to the service department more and we can work on the we talked about after school resources too,
Mhm.
but the paint by numbers kind of mural thing we were talking about doing on the Rosa Parks Drive mural, I really think that could be a good multi-year project. Or even other locations, if we wanted to fund something like that. I think it'd be great. Mayor Malik
Yeah.
said when he first gave us funding that he was looking at youth involvement. I did youth involvement in the city of Akron when I was young, and that was definitely like a good part of my childhood. So I definitely, support that as well.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm open to facilitating those conversations or helping in whatever way I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I know that we have to, I think mostly of what I'm waiting for is in terms of stakeholders, just hearing back more about the feasibility of the Rosa Parks Drive wall. I think we got some initial information back on, was it Sean or Summer you shared there might be a project conflict?
Yeah, the service director was looking into it. I think it was, I don't remember what it but was it the trail go thing, so I'll follow back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, does anyone else have any comments on what Kevin had to say, what Sean said, anything else? Okay, I'll take that as 5 seconds. If someone wants to make a motion to adjourn the March 4th, 2026 Akron Public Art Commission meeting,
So moved.
Kevin Smith motions to adjourn the March 4th, 2026 Akron Public Art Commission meeting. Is there a second?
I can second, Megan.
Megan DeLong seconds the motion to adjourn the March 4th, 2026 Akron Public Art Commission meeting. All in favor, say aye. All against, say nay.
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, we have quorum?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that adjourns the meeting. It was nice to see everybody. If you need anything, feel free to email me. Nice talking to you. See you next month on April 11th.
Yep. All right, thank you, everybody.